What if I told you that dinosaurs, the towering beasts we've all seen in museums and movies, were never actually found? That the men who discovered them were frauds, caught lying and fabricating evidence? That the bones in museums are plaster, replicas, and artist interpretations, not real skeletons? And that all of this was created to hide something much older, much more powerful, and much more real? This is the dinosaur scam, and it runs deeper than you've ever been told. The year 1877, two men, Edward Drinker Cope and Othniel Charles Marsh, locked in a bitter, dirty war. The history books call it the Bone Wars. But this wasn't about truth. It was about ego, money, and fame. Marsh and Cope raced across the American West, digging, bribing, and planting bones. They paid workers to fake discoveries, they sabotaged each other, and even destroyed fossils just to keep them from the other. These men, the so-called fathers of paleontology, created over 130 dinosaur species, but most of them have since been proven fake, misidentified, or never verified. They stitched together creatures from scrap bones, added parts that didn't belong, and drew creatures that had never been seen by anyone, living or dead. This is the foundation of what we call dinosaur science today. After the Bone Wars came the money. The Rockefellers, the Carnegies, and elite-funded institutions pumped cash into fossil digs and museum exhibits. Why? Because dinosaurs sold tickets. They mesmerized the public. They became a new mythology and a new distraction. But here's the kicker. Most of the dinosaur skeletons in museums today, they're fake. Not fake like imaginary, fake like replicas, painted plaster, molds, 3D printed bones. Ask any museum, where are the real bones? They'll say they're too fragile to display or locked away in storage. Translation? You're not allowed to see them. You just have to believe. Dinosaurs supposedly ruled the earth for millions of years. So where are they in ancient records? The Bible, no mention of dinosaurs. Ancient Sumer, Egypt, Mesoamerica, Aboriginal Dreamtime, no dinosaurs, not once. But you know what shows up everywhere? Dragons. In every corner of the world. China, Scandinavia, Africa, South America. Stories of massive serpents, winged beasts, sky demons. Creatures that match dinosaur descriptions, but were called dragons. Were these just myths? Or did people actually encounter real living beasts that the modern world wanted us to forget? And what about the giants? Enormous bones unearthed across North America in the 1800s. Skull shapes never seen before. Skeletons over 10 feet tall. All collected and disappeared by the Smithsonian. Why? Because it doesn't fit the narrative. Because it proves there was something or someone far greater before us. The word dinosaur was invented in 1842, right after the global reset. Right after Tartaria was wiped from maps. Around the same time, buildings were being dug out of the mud. Massive cathedrals with buried first floors, windows below ground. Evidence of a buried civilization that didn't make sense. They needed a cover story. So instead of admitting that dragons, giants, or hybrid creatures once walked the earth, they gave us a new fairy tale and big dumb lizards. No intelligence, no cities, no culture, just animals who died in a meteor strike. Convenient, right? A made-up past to hide a very real one. Why lie about dinosaurs? Because if you can control the past, you control the present. Dinosaurs helped push the theory of evolution, that humans came from sludge and monkeys, that we're random, that there's no creator, no higher purpose, just chaos and extinction. It also helps erase Tartaria, the old world, the giants, the real power structures. They hide it all behind science. But real science asks questions. Real science shows its work. And this is all belief, replication, and controlled storytelling. So next time you see a dinosaur bone in a museum, ask yourself, why have we never found a complete skeleton? Why were the founders of paleontology documented frauds? Why does every ancient culture mention dragons, but not one ever mentions dinosaurs? Could it be that dinosaurs are the great modern myth? A carefully crafted distraction? To keep us from looking deeper, to keep us from uncovering the giants, the dragons, the reset, and the truth buried beneath our feet.